What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Of course, you brothers have been sending me this story, and of course, I have one brother and a brother named Brother John. Every time a black man gets with a white man, he's saying like, "Thank you, Lord." Right? I don't know what's wrong with you brothers out here. Every time you guys get to see somebody that's a white woman with a black man, some of you brothers are thanking Jesus, which I just laugh at that because that's just how silly y'all are. But whatever, okay. And I'm not saying that interracial marriages don't work. That's just the mind of some of these niggas out here, which is the reason why we don't have nothing in Black America. But I digress. Marvin Gaye has a son, Marvin Gaye III. He has one of the worst songs in the history of Earth called "Can't Take My Eyes Off You." It's an auto-tune classic. And if you see, he has this, I don't know if this is like an S-curl type of perm. It looks like one of those Bobby Valentino S-curl kits. He looks like one of those dudes in Brooklyn that operate a liquor store and they sell like single cigarettes to like, underage kids or something like that. He looks like one of those dudes in the 70s. He just looks dusty, okay? But anyways, this is this brother right here. He is married to Wendy Gaye, who is a Caucasian lady, which is, like I said, don't have no problem with that. It's fine. Unfortunately, he has been arrested for allegedly pointing a gun at his wife following an argument in this Calabasas home, okay? Now, I want to talk about this because I don't know if this is true. And a lot of times, things like that are not true when it comes to men. Not all the time, but some of the time, right? And I want to talk about, here's what a lot of brothers don't think about when we get into the whole interracial marriage thing. And I had this happen to a family member of mine. I want to talk about this. We don't think when we are dealing with white women, especially in rich neighborhoods, we think about, okay, listen, we need to get away from, I got me a white woman, I got me some sandals, I have a poodle now and all the stuff, which is great. I'm glad you have a poodle. It's very nice. I mean, I love a poodle myself, right? But now a lot of brothers don't understand when they call the police and there you are with a dusty S-curl looking like Little Richard with a lot of weight, that they're not gonna probably believe you. And we need to talk about this because you have so many black men out there who are delusional that, number one, out of everything you do in life, never forget you're still black. And I don't know why brothers don't feel that way. I had a brother, let me just say this. Anybody ever go to Leatherby's in Sacramento? Leatherby's is a classic, iconic ice cream shop. I mean, it's a family-owned business. It's awesome, right? It's one of the best ways to get diabetes real quick. They're on a family photo. They're, it's an all-white family. And then you see there's one, at least in the 90s and 2000 when I was going there, you would always see there's one black dude in the family photo. And I used to actually go to high school, Catholic high school with one of the Leatherbys. I won't call her name. And I even asked her, but I said, who is this? Who is this black dude there? She's like, oh, that's my uncle. And I always thought to myself, what happens if somebody loses something at a family outing? Who do they blame? And similarly, I think what black men forget is when we deal with these other communities, we always have to be on our best behavior. Not like you don't have to do it with our people, because, and what I've learned over the years as I've come into the knowledge, and I always haven't been at this level. When I first came onto YouTube, I always had a heart for the black community, but I wasn't at this level. The brothers in really a lot of the pro-black communities that I was always more leaning towards that set me on track on how we should be dealing with our people, right? And I appreciate brothers, especially brothers like Brother George and people like that, right? And brothers in the community that I'm now actively a part of. I wasn't always in the pro-black community, or at least a part. I had pro-black leanings, but I know to give our people our best. But now what you don't see here is brothers want to sometimes go over here and think you're gonna have leeway because you're successful. And at any given moment, all they gotta do is say, well, he did X, Y, and Z to me. Well, why did he do this to me? Because well, you're black and you make me feel bad. So I'm gonna call the police and I know that you're gonna get arrested. Now it's your word against hers. It's your word against hers. And what black men don't see, they don't see the downside of that. A lot of black men, when they look at dealing with other groups of women, you're only looking at, thank God, I ain't gotta deal with, Pooh Keisha and all this. Got it. But what are the opportunity costs? Okay. Again, you have less wiggle room. And I understand dealing with our community is tough. But I want you guys to think about it. If you're a non-black man, your white father, your Asian father, aren't you gonna be suspicious? Like, why are you not with your own people? Why my daughter? And a lot of brothers don't think about that. And I'm not trying to say that to discourage anybody, but we need to talk about this. Black men gotta really be careful to not be in a situation where, number one, you get falsely accused of something, or you dealing with something and then they call the police and your ass really did it. What's gonna happen to you? And in no way am I trying to say, well, you need to stay in the black community and do that to black women. I'm not saying that at all. But if you think you're going over to somebody else's community and acting a goddamn fool, you're gonna think coming. And I think the last few days have shown us that even if it's an accident, other people in other communities, man, they're not gonna take that off you. All right? If you think you're going to somebody else's community and other community as a race, and they're gonna keep giving you many opportunities, they're not gonna do that, bruh. So you need to understand that like right now. And the faster that you can understand it, the better off you'll be, right? If you're gonna go over to another community, and I've noticed this even living over here in Africa, even though this is a black continent, some of the stuff that I might think about saying, I don't say it here. If I do, I'll say it very privately. But some of the activities I might, want to do or do, I don't do it here. I don't move the same way. I'm not at home. I learned that first off in Poland. When you're living amongst and dealing with other people, you need to act like something, especially when you're black. Because you can do a million great things, and as soon as one thing happens, it ain't got to be your fault. They're going to believe the other group, period. Which is why if I had to ever move back to Europe, I only would date somebody that's black for my own protection. All right? My own protection. And I just want brothers to know that no matter where you go, as long as you hold this skin, there you have it, bruh. Don't let it get it twisted that you somebody's son or you Marvin Gaye's son or bruh, get that out your mind. Wherever you go with this skin, the other group is always going to take their people over you. And you can dislike the black community all you want. And some of y'all, I can see you have very, whatever. You have your own reasons why. It's on you. Long as you know that over there, you going over there with that stuff, they're going to deal with you. They're going to deal with you. Pulling a gun out on a white woman, they're going to deal with you. Disrespecting white women, they're going to deal with you, bro. Disrespecting Asian women, they're going to deal with you. It ain't the same like it is. And of course, we shouldn't be doing that to nobody anyway, but long as you know. So don't come and say, oh, Shay, man, you didn't tell me. I told you. I told y'all, okay? Black men, as long as you're doing good, folks like you. You make one mistake, one, they want your head, bro. And I've been trying to tell brothers that. I've been trying to let brothers know. But again, like my grandma said, you don't think fat meat is greasy. Keep on living. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.